Hey everyone, this is Mark at Short Action Customs. I want to do a quick video on some specific setup details regarding the seating die. The first thing we're going to want to do is set up the die in a press and getting the correct height with the lock ring. If you've got one of our solo lock rings or one of our standard lock rings, it's a very easy setup. If you've got the solo lock ring, you're just going to need a 9/64 Allen wrench. If you've got a standard lock ring, all you need is a 3/32 Allen wrench. I'm going to start by putting the die assembly into a press. I'm going to loosen up the lock ring, and I'm going to run the ram or bring the die down to the shell holder and lock the press out. I'm going to start by threading the die down until it touches the shell holder. I'm then going to back it off maybe 1/8 of a turn just so we're not crushing and jamming it into the shell holder. And then I'm going to lift it up and I'm going to lock the lock ring. Now the die is able to go very close to the shell holder to support the base of the cartridge, but we're not putting any type of pressure or stress on the assembly. Now that we have our die set up to the correct height, you might notice that your scale on the front of the micrometer head is not facing you. This is a super easy fix, and if you have our Type 6 to Type 9 the seating die, it'll come with a Mirutoyu wrench. I'm going to simply grab the wrench, and on the back side opposite of the scale is going to be a small hole. I'm going to take the wrench, which is a little spanner, and I'm going to put the pin into the hole, and I'm going to rotate it in a clockwise direction. That way I'm not unthreading the micrometer head assembly out of the die. And I'm going to rotate it until the scale is facing me. If you've got our Type 1 to Type 4 bullet seating die, it's very simple. All you have to do is take your 1.5 millimeter Allen, find the little set screw, you're going to loosen it up, and rotate the scale to the position you want it to be in, and then give it finger pressure torque to tighten it back up. The next thing we're going to want to do is select the appropriate bullet seating stem for the cartridge and the bullet that we're seating. Both the seating die and our arbor press die should come with 4 seating stems, the Model 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Model 1 has the smallest inside diameter geometry for smaller bullets, and they progressively get bigger to the number 4. If I was going to be seating bullets with a 22 cal bullet, I'd probably start with the number 1 stem, and I'm going to put them together, and I'm actually going to spin them, and I'm going to look and see there's a contact patch that the bullet seating stem geometry will put on the bullet. I want that to be lower, and I want that contact patch to be fairly large. If I start moving up and go to something like the number 4 stem, I'm going to notice that this small little 22 cal bullet goes pretty much all the way in. Obviously, you would not want to use that stem for seating 22 cal bullets. So I would start with the smallest, and I'd work my way up to maybe the Model 2, and I would try that again. Every bullet's going to be different, whether it's a secant or a tangent type ogive. There's too many combinations, so you're going to need to take your bullet and your stem, put them together, and see which one gives you the best contact. Next, once I've selected the proper stem, I'm going to unthread my seating die assembly. I'm going to carefully separate all the parts, and I'm going to install the appropriate bullet seating stem into the cartridge centering sleeve. I'm going to drop that assembly into the die. If you're using a 10 mil spacer ball, you can drop that in, and then you're going to insert your spring. Next, I'm going to take my micrometer head assembly and just thread it back together. And I'm going to tighten it up snug. Now you're ready to start seating bullets. With our type 6 to type 9, the seating dies, you're going to notice we've got a larger mid-Utoyu micrometer head. The purpose of this bullet seating stem with this head is because this exact micrometer head has a lot thicker micrometer shaft. Also, we've got 1 inch of travel up and down to give you the ability of seating, let's say a 300 PRC down to a 6.5 PRC without changing any internals and just by simply adjusting your micrometer head up and down. Also, this head has a lock ring feature to where if you tighten up this lock ring in a clockwise direction, you're able to lock down and tighten your micrometer head to help hold your adjustments.